Hello, welcome to FHE on the Road with Christine Stevenson. This podcast is designed to connect the people and the places from the past with your lives today, with 5-minute stories and facts from church history. Save these stories for when you are traveling through these areas to bring history to life. Okay, welcome back to FHE on the Road with Christine. Today I'm going to tell the story of the angels of God protecting the gold plates while they were in the possession of Joseph Smith. And I love these early church history stories. I love how involved real angels were in the restoration of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And it's so fun to hear these stories. So while the plates were in possession of the prophet Joseph Smith, there were many evil doers trying to get the plates from him. The Lord and his angels, it seemed like they had to be working overtime to keep those plates safe and the prophet safe. There were so many people who wanted those plates. It was crazy because you think they all said that they weren't real, and yet they were all trying to get them. So when the prophet was moving to Fayette, New York from Palmyra, the fears of the plates being stolen were escalating, and Joseph sought the direction from God, and protection was given to Joseph Smith to keep the plates safe from the evildoers. Joseph knew that he couldn't stay in Palmyra, New York anymore. It was getting so bad. The persecutions were getting crazy over there. I'll have to get into some of those stories. It was terrible. So he knew he had to leave. So they made arrangements to move the translation process to Fayette, New York, to the Peter Whitmer farm. And we got to go out to the Peter Whitmer farm this past summer, and it is awesome. It was so fun to go out there. The spirit out there is so strong and so fun seeing these places where the restoration began. So if you ever had the chance, go out there. It's awesome. So Joseph traveled with David Whitmer and Oliver Cowdery. On the journey, they, quote, inquired of the Lord to know in what manner the plates should be conveyed to the point of destination. His answer was that he should give himself no trouble about the manner, but hasten to Fayette, and after he arrived at Mr. Whitmer's house, if he would repair immediately to the garden, that he would receive the plates from the hand of an angel to whose charge they must be committed for their safety. Isn't that so cool? I love hearing that it's like, yeah, you'll just get them. When you get to the Whitmer farm, then you just get them from the angel. Whoa. So this is David Whitmer later recalled this experience. He says, quote, when I was returning to Fayette with Joseph and Oliver, traveling along in a clear open place, a very pleasant, nice-looking old man suddenly appeared by the side of the wagon and saluted us with, good morning, it's very warm, at the same time wiping his face or forehead with his hand. We returned the salutation, and by a sign from Joseph, I invited him to ride if he was going our way. But he said very pleasantly, quote, no, I am going to Cowdery. End of quote. This was the first time that David had heard of Palmyra. The old man instantly disappeared, and the group didn't see him again. The three men knew something was different with the man they met on the road. Both David and Oliver petitioned Joseph to ask the Lord who was the kind man. Quote, soon, David said, they turned around and Joseph looked pale, almost transparent, and said it was one of the Nephites. He had the plates of the Book of Mormon in his knapsack. End of quote. When the young prophet, along with Oliver Cowdery and David Whitmer, made it safely to Fayette around the 1st of June, 1828, Joseph was able to continue the translation of the sacred record. David Whitmer recorded the availability of the plates to Joseph, saying, quote, the plates were taken care of by a messenger of God, and when Joseph wanted to see the plates, this messenger was always at hand. End of quote. Isn't that so cool? Like I said, I feel like the angels were working overtime to make sure that this work got done. I love that this work is so important to our Heavenly Father that He sent these angels to come and help this young prophet. It's so cool. So the combination of efforts of Joseph Smith, his friends, his family, and God and his angels, the plates were protected and preserved until the translation process was completed. I think it is so amazing to hear these accounts because they all talk about angels like, yeah, and then this angel came. It's pretty cool. I have loved hearing the end of the translation process, and I want to share these stories of the angels taking the Book of Mormon back. There's another post coming how the Book of Mormon was given back to the angels, but here's this real fast. So where are the golden plates now? Joseph had the pivotal assignment to translate the golden plates, and while the plates were in his possession, Joseph was charged with keeping the plates safe. From the historical records left by Joseph and those around him, Joseph had the plates for about 22 months, and the translation period was from 60 to 90 days. When Oliver Cowdery took over as scribe, the translation process sped up, recording the bulk of the 275,000 word text from Joseph's dictation, concluding near the end of June 1829 is when it was all done. When the translation was completed, Joseph recorded that an angel of the Lord came and took the plates back. Joseph recorded, quote, "According to the arrangement, the messenger called for them. I delivered them up to him, and he has them in his charge until this day." End of quote. It was a whirlwind of time for this young prophet and his family and friends. Translating the Book of Mormon was a time of growth and learning for Joseph Smith and so many people around him. They were all young and inexperienced, and the Lord taught them precept upon precept, just like he does with us today. I love hearing these stories. I loved going out to the Whitmer farm over the summer and picturing what it was like to be the Whitmer family and knowing that this sacred translation process was happening upstairs, and yet they're just going about their day because, you know, they have to eat and live. And so working on their farms, taking care of the people who are living in their homes. I love that Joseph was directed to go to the Whitmer farm to finish the translation, and I love that the Whitmer family was willing to accept him, because that would be kind of crazy. And I know that all of this is accompanied by the Spirit of our Heavenly Father. Too many coincidences. Heavenly Father just helped each of these people know their place in this important history of the church. And so it's so awesome. Anyways, hopefully you learned something. I think this was pretty cool. Thanks. Thank you for listening to FHE on the road today. We hope you enjoyed what you've heard. Please like, subscribe, and share with anyone who'd be interested in these stories. Thanks.